Joe and I are hooking up later.
He's going to tell you? Or you mean
Yeah.
you're
Go have coffee.
never mind. I won't even go there. Well, I was going to talk. This woman talking about that she wouldn't be comfortable with her children reading our book, but some of the things I've seen her talk about on the show, some of the things I know she stands for, she's comfortable with her children getting into that stuff. Apparently, right?
Like you mean I have two mommies.
I don't know about
two
that.
daddies
I don't know.
We have.
Is that legal in Australia? Because it seems like their government should protect them.
My mommy and daddy have sex with kangaroos, and that's okay. That book, I think that was on Amazon.
I don't know. Oh, that was one of the comments that was pretty funny on Facebook was, gee, I hope this book's not available in Australia. And basically your comment was the internet.
Yeah, basically said it's on Amazon, so yeah.
It's available everywhere. I'm sorry. Turns out, though...
Not available on Mars.
Turns out, though, you don't have to buy it if you don't want to.
Right, I said freedom of choice is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing.
But I was really pleased and surprised by most of the positive comments.
Me too, yeah.
It makes me think that the Australians, the mainstream... just like in the United States.
In the U.S., where there isn't really a majority necessarily of people who support gun bans and these sorts of things.
No, it's actually the people that want more gun control is decreasing. Now
in Australia?
Yeah. No, in the United States.
Now, the problem that I can see with Australia is 1996, after they had a pretty bad mass killing
16
at
people.
Port Arthur.
Yeah.
I think it was more than 16, but... I saw 35.
Oh, maybe 36 is what I'm
So, their prime minister came to the rescue and enacted some gun regulation. They kind of banned semi-automatic firearms.
Well, and they did a
handgun
buyback.
rifles and some. They did so everybody calls it a gun buyback, right? And that's a really soft way to say it because the city of Lansing has a gun buyback.
No, this was a mandatory.
This was mandatory, right?
And you were right, 35 people and 23 wounded.
Yeah, so it was pretty bad, and they had this sweeping legislation. My point is, that was 20 years ago. So 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, whatever, 18-year-olds now, their entire lives have been spent lived under the current regulations. So they don't know what it was like. And they haven't ever probably shot a semi-automatic firearm, that sort of thing. So I'm wondering if in Australia, if it's getting worse and worse, where people are growing up not knowing any different, right? It's like North Korea. People live in North Korea don't know that there's anything different.
Right.
And I'm wondering if there's some of that, and that's sad.
Well, that happens with every country.
Oh, it happens with us,
shielded
too.
from certain
for
things.
Sure.
It
doesn't make it less sad, though.
My Parents Open Carry, we have a Facebook page, and on there we have a link to the YouTube video
we do.
that they provided. I asked for the entire show, and I don't know if I'll get it. I doubt I will.
Yeah, probably not. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a blast. Yeah, we got to go to the local studio.
The good news is,
we didn't actually go to Australia.
I think if until after the show, we're there now. But I think if it would have been actually The View or actually Americans that we were talking to, I would have been more frustrated. I mean, I was frustrated just at the ignorance. But it's Australia, and I really don't give a damn. Other than that, I care generally about human rights.
Right.
If they want to live in their tyranny, okay.
Right.
I want to be concerned about my own country here. So I think that made it a little more fun because it's like, well, it's Australia. I don't have to live there.
Right. And I guess they did have it in there. But one of the things they talked about was, how great it has been and how they haven't had any mass shootings.
Yeah, Joe did say that.
And it's true, they haven't had a lot of mass shootings, but they have had a few, about a dozen or so, mass murders, and usually involved knives, blunt instruments, and my favorite, fire, which has been around since the beginning of time.
And you can't really ban fire. What you can do, though, is you can make it illegal. You can make it illegal to, burn down a building with a bunch of people in it. They could take that step.
Why don't they do that then?
That common sense step to save lives.
Well, I like my metaphor for
you like everything that you say
pretty much because I'm just a fount of beautiful words and sayings. And
Which metaphor?
thoughts. Well, like no gun zone. You're talking about.
Yeah. Your misplaced metaphor.
No, that was a different one. This is a gun-free zone sign or making a law of that. It's like putting a gate up.
Yeah.
With no fence.
Yeah.
It's going to keep honest people out of your yard. But if somebody wants to come in, they just walk around the gate.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel good, but it doesn't really accomplish anything. And I think that's what gun-free zones do. And we never got a chance to really talk about that as an issue. It just flies by, and of course they're talking over us. So they want to get you.
Well, they weren't interested in actually hearing what we.
Oh, that's what I want to say. Yeah. So I said, actually, if you look at the data, your violent crime and homicides went up after your gun ban.
Yeah, it took 8 years.
Oh, Joe, that's just not true. The fact is, blah, blah. I said, no. This is from your own Institute of Criminology, Australian Institute of Criminology. You look at their data. Rapes and robberies went up. They more than doubled what they were before.
Yeah.
And homicide rates went up. Now, they've come down since then, but there's always a spike. And John Lott found that to be true. I was reading an article he did. He looked at gun bans or, restrictive gun laws that were put into place worldwide, and every single time murders went up after those bans. It was a spike. And why is that? I don't know. But I would try to make a point, too, that Australia is a small country. A big country, not very many people, 23 million people. Our state of Michigan has 10 million. So, we just in our state, we have half the population. They didn't have a lot of murders before. All right. It was fairly flat. And it was fairly consistent before and after. So they really didn't stop homicides. They did slow down on shootings, but same amount of people are dying before and after, so it wasn't effective.
Yeah. So, all right, let's take a break. MyParentsOpenCarry.com, AtOddShow.com. We have At Odd Show page on Facebook as well as My Parents Open Carry page on Facebook, which is where you can find the video.
I have a trivia question. If you want to do it before
Hey,
the
Brian,
break.
do you have a trivia question?
No, I do. I'm glad you asked. Which president was the only president that never married?
Never married, huh?
Never married.
All right.
And the rumors may be true.
We'll be right back.
My Parents Open Carry, the new international children's book sensation. Bill Maher had this to say.
My Parents Open Carry.
Thanks, Bill. What a great recommendation. Hey, Bill, what makes Brenna's parents different?
Mom and Dad are both safe because they're packing.
And Stephen Colbert, what's the book about?
And it tells the heartwarming story of Brenna.
Nice summary. And Stephen agrees with Bill on what makes Brenna's parents different.
Unlike other parents, Brenna's mom and dad carry loaded weapons openly, which might make her feel different. But her father reassures her that, Brenna, there is evil in this world, and we want to protect you the best we can. When seconds count, the police are minutes away. What a beautiful bedtime story.
And be sure to check out the #1 best-selling children's book in government category at Amazon.com or at MyParentsOpenCarry.com.
At Odds.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. But doctors have recently discovered they are unable to reverse or control serious side effects, such as internal bleeding caused by Xarelto. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Call now if you or a loved one was hospitalized from any form of internal bleeding or stroke after taking Xarelto. You may be entitled to a cash award and substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. There is limited time to file a claim, so call now. Call 800-837-9483. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-837-9483. That's 800-837-9483. Again, 800-837-9483.
Hi, this is Jeff Carlisi from the band 38 Special. The mainstream media has failed the American people once again. Internet radio networks like Red State Talk Radio will not fail you. Tune in 24 hours a day. Studios A and B. Great conservative programming around the clock. Red State Talk Radio, the dominant force in Internet conservative talk radio.
The offer of a franchise can only be made through delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Imagine yourself being a leader in America's fastest growing demographic category. More than 10,000 people a day turn 65, and a large percentage are going to need a helping hand at home or in choosing the right assisted living community. Always Best Care is looking for people who've excelled at everything they've done, but they're seeking a new challenge. Always Best Care is one of the fastest growing companies in this explosive field. We're looking for 25 new franchisees to keep our booming business growing. We'll back you up with the strongest award-winning marketing program in the industry, and we'll provide the special training and support that's fueled our growth to prepare you for this great opportunity. All that's missing is you. Call Always Best Care toll-free at 1-800-643-3819. That's 1-800-643-3819. For Always Best Care, 1-800-643-3819. Call today.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 877-595-5381. That's 877-595-5381. Again, 877-595-5381. Call now.
From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys.
Taters and fried chickens, and we had Odd Show with Nate and Brian. Mm-hmm.
That sounds good.
So before the break, Brian,
fried
you
chicken.
asked.
Now I'm hungry.
What was the question?
The question was, why is Nate such an idiot? Oh, no, that wasn't it. Everyone knows the answer to that one.
Yeah.
Which president was the only president that never married?
Was it Hoover?
Was not Hoover.
Not Hoover.
Wrong century.
Wrong century. Washington?
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
This president was president from 1857 to 1861.
Oh, okay. Okay. Lincoln.
He was elected right after this guy. The good-looking and effeminate man named James Buchanan.
Yeah. And I will say, gay marriage was not legal during that time.
He was named as Secretary of State under Polk. Polk. And to this date, because Hillary may change that, to this date, he's the only former Secretary of State to serve as president.
Wow.
So Hillary's going for that title, too.
Wow. Yeah, hey, big news there, right?
Let's keep it that way.
What's his name? Who is it?
James Buchanan.
James Buchanan. Speaking of Hillary maybe being president, big news, Joe Biden had a huge press conference. It was awkward, but in the Rose Garden, not running for president.
Yeah, okay, I got more about Buchanan. This is interesting. Buchanan is the only president with military experience who did not, at some point, serve as an officer. He was a private in the War of 1812, which he was against. Gay? Probably. A source of this interest has been Buchanan's close and intimate relationship with William Rufus King, another person who actually was vice president under Franklin Pierce. The two men lived together in a Washington boarding house for 10 years.